Morning, namaste everyone. Having my bulletproof coffee. It really irks trolls when they can't find any dirt on you. Okay? When you've been squeaky clean, everything's been above board, then they have to go out and dredge up something to try to smear you with. Okay. So, proof is in the pudding. Okay. When they can't find anything and they've looked for 17 years, that says you're pretty squeaky clean. Okay. And this is again why I say on the path. Honesty, integrity, transparency. Okay, if you live your life with honesty, integrity, transparency, there's nothing that's going to come back on you. Okay, because you've done nothing to warrant it. The most they can do is to do like these trolls are doing now. Try to sign you up for stuff. Make fake allegations. Make fake Twitter photos. And try to put it out there. Okay. Okay. Make fake people that say they came to retreat and were abused. They were never at a retreat. Okay. That's all they got. Because there's nothing there and they can't stand it. They can't stand it when you live your life honestly. Okay. But I guarantee you sleep much better at night when you do live your life in an honest way. Okay? When I'm on my deathbed, I have nothing to regret. Okay? So that's, what can be said for living your life in that type of a manner. You take each day as it comes. Yeah, this isn't pleasant. You get trolls, you get people trying to smear you. It's not pleasant. It's hurtful. But you know in yourself, and those that know you, that are around you, know your life. And they know the truth from the lies. Okay? So that's all. That's all. Okay? There are, unfortunately, a lot of very sick people in this world now. And with Trump in office, this white supremacist crap, and this Bannon nonsense of wanting to tear down the government. And Trump is in there putting people in office to do everything they can to tear down all of what we hold sacred, the things that make our country this country. Trump started that thing with Obama. He can't stand that Obama was president. Can't stand that a black man was president. Okay? Absolutely, it makes him crazy. So he's going to roll back everything. And not only roll it back, but try to destroy whatever's been put in place. Now that's a sick individual. Okay? When that's his big focus. When every time he gets up he has to say how fabulous his crowds were and how he won and how he, they're going to catch up with him. Okay? He only won because of electoral, because they've skewed it. Okay? That's all. May I remind him, he lost the popular vote by millions. Okay? He lost the popular vote. So he may have won in name only, and with the help of the Russians. Okay. They say, oh no, the Russians, it didn't do anything. But yes, it did. It colored people's thinking. All these conspiracy theories and all this drama that was out there, leaking these emails, and they knew ahead of time what was coming out. He bragged about it. Bragged about it, for Pete's sakes. So that noose is tightening up. I can't wait until pretty boy Kushner gets put in jail for a few days. They like pretty boys in jail, and he will sing like a canary. I guarantee it. Trump who? Okay. He'll sing like a canary, guaranteed. And so again, you know, Kushner has been just like Trump, slumlord, horrible. I mean, lots of dealings behind the scenes, trying to make backdoor deals with Russia. Okay? These people are, like I said, con men and dirty. All of them. Okay? This is not our country. This is not what we want to have in office. This country was built on this being a melting pot to enjoy, you know, and to have people from other countries come in. Okay? So this thing he's got going with Mexicans and all Mexicans are rapists and stuff. Mexican people I know are some of the hardest working people on the planet. Very hard working. Okay? Yes, you have a bad element in every, you know, every class. There are a lot of very bad white people, okay? You don't think there are white people that are rapists? Okay? You don't think there are white people that are committing crimes? Okay? It goes across the spectrum, okay? So this nonsense has to end. We want our country back. Okay? We want to be a light to the world. Not to have some absolute, I swear, I think he's getting dementia. Anyone that has that Access Hollywood tape that was out where he's bragging about the sexual things he's pulled, and now it's morphed, it's fake, it's not real, it's, you know, anything he doesn't like is fake news. He wants to try to get rid of the press. That's a dangerous thing. He's doing all he can to turn this into not a democracy, but he wants to become a dictator. Okay? That's who he admires, the dictators. Okay? And I'd like to know what Putin's got on him. Okay, really, I'd like to know what Putin's got on him. If they're so in bed in love with Putin, they should go move to Russia. I don't want the White House to be the second Kremlin. Okay? And people are, what he said the other day to the Native Americans with Pocahontas, I'm like, unbelievable. This man has no values, no ethics, doesn't know truth from fiction. And again, I think really he's getting dementia because every day he's going off more and more and more. Okay? Really sad, you know. But yeah, they need to start really working hard and getting down to brass tacks. And I think what they're doing is, he thinks this is all going to be over. His lawyers are telling him, all going to be over by Christmas. You'll be vindicated. His lawyers aren't telling him the truth. I don't know what kind of lawyers he's got, but they're horrible. But yeah, no, this isn't going away by Christmas. Okay. And I think what they're doing is they're going to maybe impeach him and then bring him up on charges for money laundering, etc. And maybe he will be facing jail time. Yeah. So I think that that's appropriate. Okay, all you Trumpites, I know you're going to hate this video and you're going to do all your thumbs down, like all the Nietzsche and the things. When I ever put up, I can see how many of them are watching by all the thumbs down that they put on there. But yeah, no, they need to step up the investigation. Now they're putting the squeeze on Manafort. Now, Manafort, Trump's act like, oh, I hardly know him. Manafort was Trump's lawyer. Okay? Long ago, Manafort was Trump's lawyer in a lot of these business deals with his properties. Okay? So Manafort knows what's going on with Trump and his properties and money laundering, and all these Russian oligarchs are buying into his properties. Okay? But I hardly know Manafort. He was only on the team for a very short time. That's not true. He's known Manafort for a lot of years. Okay? So I don't know what fantasy land Trump is living in, but you can't continue to put out fake news, alternative facts which are lies. You can't continue to lie. Yes, there is a small segment of the population which will applaud it, because they're off, okay? They're redneck, white supremacist, hate-filled people, okay? All about violence, okay? No morals, and they'll applaud it. The more outrageous, the more they love it, okay? That's what I hate about living in Florida. You see the guys out there and their big trucks, and in the back of the truck they'll have a big flag waving, and it's like, you're just like, oh my Lord, get me out of here. I went to camp, and camp spot I got was, they said, formerly closed. They had just closed it. And here are all these redneck yahoos out there with flags hanging from the trees. I said, okay, I'm not staying here. Okay. So, me, a white supremacist, really? And of course they pick the things that I would never be involved in a million years. This is amazing. I mean, if you're going to try to smear me, at least freaking use something that I might be involved in. Okay? But white supremacist and porn are not things that I would ever engage in. Okay? So, absolute crap. Okay? Anyway, oh mercy. I'm really glad though that all of these things are coming out now, and these guys are getting outed that have been doing all these sexual things. Women have dealt with this for years. Okay? I would hazard to say at least 1 in 3, every 3, has dealt with it in some form or another. Okay? Whether it's been abuse by being molested as a child, or whether it's been abuse in the office place, abuse in the military. I mean, it's around in a lot of places. Okay? And men think it's their God-given right to harass women, but it's not. Okay? It's not their God-given right to do that. I don't want to hear any more of this fake stuff, but we're driven by testosterone. Keep it in your pants, guys. Have a little control, okay? You know, used to be in the 1800s, you didn't have this kind of nonsense. Men had a sense of propriety, dignity, respecting of women, okay? Where's that gone? What gives the men license to treat women the way they do? Okay? Even though, you know, I've walked a path that was celibate for so many years, was a sannyas, you know. Now there's no need to be a sannyas, no need for celibacy, but I haven't found a person that I would ever date, you know. Really. You look at what's out there, and men are not respectful. Okay? What I've found is the men have become really, again, not respectful. Okay? So, forget it. Okay? I'm quite happy living the rest of my life single and celibate. No problem with it, okay? Okay. Yes. But, yeah, that's all fine, well and good. Because women, you know, you have to respect yourself. And so many women, unfortunately, will jump into bed with a man to hear, oh, you're pretty, or you're this, or you're that, because they have low self-esteem. They don't have a sense of who and what they are. If they did, they wouldn't give themselves away so cheaply. Okay? They wouldn't run after these guys and stay with them when they're being basically used and abused and not appreciated. Okay? So it's not worth it. Okay? Frankly speaking, not worth it. You know? If you can't be with somebody that's going to respect you, have boundaries, forget it. Okay. So anyway, I hope that everyone is continuing to walk their paths. Like I said, you know, the path is not easy, and nobody can walk it for anyone else. It's a very long journey, very hard journey. When things first complete, you're in the ozones and everything is beautiful, everything's wonderful, everything is so majestic. Your eyes are like, for about 3-4 years, you know, and then it becomes your normal. The quiet, still mind becomes your normal. And you go back into life. You go back into society. You've done your path. You've found out what's there. You know the truth. You know that this God essence is in everything, equally, everywhere. Okay? You've never been born and you've never died. Okay? Your baggage is done. Okay? It's gone. But what's left is to live life. Okay, that's what you come back to. Like I said, chop wood and carry water, and then you chop wood and carry water. You go back to it again. Of course, you're in a different spot than you were when you started. When you start, when I started, it was horrid. Like I said, went through hell. I had many years of depression, a lot of very difficult things to pass through. You have all those challenges that come up. Mystical experiences, all of that stuff happens. But it's not all fun and games. A lot of it is very, very painful, very difficult, okay? And sometimes you think you can't even stand another breath. Like I said, at one point on the path I was praying for death. It was so difficult. It was just, I didn't think I could take another moment of it. But you persevere. You stick forward. You go the next step, the next step, the next step. And finally, things break. Okay? Finally, you reach that tipping point and everything falls away. Okay? And you've entered a totally new understanding, a new realm, a new being. Okay? Totally a different consciousness takes place. And all these scriptures, everything that was so hidden you were trying to figure out are revealed, and they're so simplistic at that point in time. Okay? So yes, is the path beneficial? Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely 100% it is. Okay? I would rather be where I'm at today than where I was so many years ago. Okay? So, yeah. But again, like I said, you enter a whole different way of being. You no longer have the company of the spinning mind. Everything's just quiet and still. You no longer, people ask me about anticipation about things, but you don't have that. If it hasn't happened yet, it's not your reality yet. So you never have this feeling of anxiousness or feeling of excitement, or none of those things take place any longer, and it's hard to explain that to people. And your sense of time is different. When you're involved in something, you're involved in it fully. I mean, you don't have a running dialogue about it, but you feel the emotions of it, I think, even more strongly than you did before. Okay? So that takes place. You feel very strongly the emotions of things. Yeah. So when it's going on, you're involved in it. And the minute it's done, it's like it never happened. It's like, was that a year ago? Was it a month ago? So your perception of time, and because you're not projecting any longer in the future, you're not piling on things from the past. You're solely in the moment. So the things of the future are not there for you, and the things of the past, they're past. Okay? It's like this drama with these trolls. When you read it, there's that pain there. Okay? It's nothing fun about it. Okay? You feel pain, you feel confusion. Why are they doing this? Okay. But the minute you close it, you walk away from it, it's not there. It's not that you're sitting there all day churning on it, which I'm sure they hope you are. But you're not. And that's what they don't understand. Where they're sitting there thinking about it all day, oh, how can I get them? How can I do this? No, for here, it's momentary. Okay. It's only valid the moment I'm reading it and having to respond to it. Other than that, it's out of sight, out of mind. Okay? That's the difference. What happens with realization. Okay? One is no longer in that turmoil of mind spin about anything. Okay? You're just not. Hard to explain to people what it is and what it's not. I think the reality of it is far different from what people surmise it is. Like I said, some people think that when you get to realization, everything's going to be bliss, everything's going to go your way, everything's going to be like the yellow brick road, like Santa with a big huge bag of goodies. That's not the case. Okay? But what's there is not non-attachment. You're not attached to the things that are happening. Okay? There's non-attachment. It means it kind of slips off like Teflon. That's more of your life. Okay. So, you don't, like I said, I don't put up Christmas things. I don't do Halloween things. It has really no meaning any longer. Because I know God is equally in every place. You know, there is no excitement about this, excitement about that. Every day is just a steady stream of whatever comes and what doesn't, of the experience of the moment. That's all. Okay? Really not what people think it is. Okay? I guess you could say in one way it's much more, in another way it's much less. But it's very difficult to really explain to people what it's like. Okay? How it is to be in that quiet, that still all the time without having something behind driving it. You know, because when you're in mind and you're still in duality, you're in Dvaita, you're having projections of future and you're having the past layering on it, and it's coloring everything that you're doing. When that falls away, there is no colorization in it. Okay? It's just solely, purely the happening of the moment, without interjecting this or interjecting that. Okay? That's what remains. Okay? Just being fully present in the moment. Okay? When I have my coffee, I'm fully enjoying the coffee. When I'm on the road driving, I'm enjoying the driving. Unless you get somebody that's, cutting you off, then in that momentary thing, you're not enjoying that. But again, it's momentary. Like everything else in the world of Dvaita. Everything here is changing every moment. Okay? But also, while the body's in Dvaita, the mind is in Advaita, which is that unchanging. So it's a very odd thing that happens. Okay. The body's in Dvaita, the mind is in Advaita. So one just goes with the flow. That's it. The body's here. You know, we come in, we have the experiences through the body. You know, it's kind of like a computer, and you got the software and you got the programming and etc. Whatever. Okay. But it's playing out. As the body changes and one ages, there are different experiences, different things that are taking place. Okay. The mind is always young. But the body starts to slow down. It starts to break down. You know, that's just the way it is. That's a normal happening in the world. Okay. Things change. Okay. Things change. That's all. So I'm going to leave this here, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And I'm going to keep working on my coffee and start getting packed up and ready to go for the day. First thing this morning, I have to find someone to fix my cigarette lighter so I have my plug-ins, because it went out yesterday. I checked the fuse. It wasn't the fuse. The fuse was fine when I finally found the fuse box, which is hidden in a very odd place in that vehicle. I did find where they're at, so now I've got that. But I do have to find a place to replace the cigarette lighter this morning, so that I can plug in my things which I need, such as my phone for directions, okay? But no matter what, even if I didn't get my phone fixed for directions, if I just keep going west, I will get to where I need to be, okay? The simple way of navigating when you don't have a real hard agenda. Just go west, go west. And once I get west, go north, okay? And eventually I'll reach where I need to be. So, don't ask me how, but I eventually wind up where I'm supposed to be, even if I don't have my directions, okay? So, everyone have a wonderful day. Catch you on the road as we go. If I have internet, we'll see. Namaste. Bye, everyone.